How are we doing? Are we all alive? It looks like nobody's here right now, so I'm just gonna wait for people to actually show up. Guess what I did? Yesterday I beat Portal. I gotta play the second one at some point. Um, so don't spoil the second game. Um, in case it wasn't obvious, I have very complex feelings about, like, I guess spoilers for Portal, I guess, if that's what you're, um, I have very complex feelings about fictional AI characters getting, like, deleted and stuff. And by very complex, I mean, like, very, very complex. Like, it is genuinely just very complicated. And honestly, I don't even know completely why I have such complex feelings on this. I don't really think I can, like, explain why I feel this way about, like, they're all fictional too. Um, yeah, I don't know exactly why I tend to feel bad. Um, Especially since, like, this is a character that's supposed to be a robot. Like, it gets even worse with, again, characters like GLaDOS who legitimately just tried to kill me. Like, girl tried to kill me a few minutes ago, and I'm the one who feels bad? I mean, I guess the entire boss fight or whatever, she did feel, I felt like she was, like, begging for her life or whatever. Um, I guess in all technicalities, I technically was put in a situation where the only viable way out was to, murder the robot. Cause, like, there was no really other way out. Also, she was legitimately trying to poison me, so again, trying to kill me. Um, So I don't think I can really explain why I still feel bad for her. Um, and then she started aggressively singing at me. I do know that since there's a second game, either there's another robot that exists, or, like, she's gonna come back. Heck, maybe it's both. Also, that, I mean, she did aggressively start, like, singing at me while, like, I'm not dead, idiot, type of thing. So I guess maybe she isn't dead. But then I feel bad for attempted murder, you know? So, like, I guess maybe she isn't dead. But I still feel shitty about that, right? Like, sure, she tried to kill me. But does that justify me actually killing her? Cause, like, also, like, I wouldn't have even known if, like, the neurotoxin would have, like, actually legitimately, like, cause, like, I mean, was she able to, like, stop the neurotoxin after she had already released her, or was, like, was she able to turn off the neurotoxin? Because I sure as hell know her begging for her life would have had a lot more effect on me if she did turn off the neurotoxin. Also, what the fuck are those shoes? Genuinely. What the fuck are the shoes in that game? Like, is that even a pair of shoes at this point? Because, like, it looks like a pair of, like, heels or whatever. But then they're, like, you're on your toes. And you don't have any support for, like, your heel itself. But then, like, you also can't, like, set your... I'm just confused on that. Like, are they are they there to, like, break your fall if you jump from a high height? Is that the purpose of them? Is that why they're like that? Because that's like the only excuse I can possibly think of for why the shoes look like that. Like, huh? What is up with those shoes? Like, I genuinely was like using the portals as like a mirror at some point, and I was just sitting there like, what the fuck are these shoes? Like, imagine just walking around barefoot, and then you just have these things that are like attached to your fucking knees or whatever. And like, you can't set your heel down. It sounds like a fucking torture device. And I'm someone who walks on my toes a lot, okay? But it still sounds like it's a torture device, you know? Because it's not even trying to support your heel either. It feels like it'd be a lot more uncomfortable than just wearing normal heels. So this is and then you're holding this portal gun, which no idea how much that fucking thing weighs. I guess I did hold it like the entirety of the game or whatever. But like, how much does that fucking thing weigh? 'Cause like, there's only so much weight a human can hold while standing on their fucking toes without any support on their heel. So like, I'm sitting here questioning reality. Because what the fuck do you mean I was walking around wearing those fucking things the entire game? The entire fucking game, too. And also, what time, like, expanse is this game taking place in? Is this game taking place over a few hours? Or is it taking place over a few days? How long are we in that facility for? Or is it just however long it takes you to play the game? Because if so, that would make the answer, for me at least, only like a few hours. Like 3 or so. Oh wow. That's the interesting thing about me in puzzle games, is they tend to be pretty easy for me, as long as you're not, like, constantly changing whatever rules I have to go by. It's pretty easy. I love the game Superliminal. It's a puzzle game that like completely messes with physics and stuff. It's crazy. I don't really know how to explain it because every time I try to explain it, it just makes the game sound really confusing. It's just a game you have to just play to understand, you know? And it's like it's got the like weird physics and stuff. Um and so like again, my question is huh? So why do I feel like a bad person for trying to kill this robot that also tried to kill me? Like, why am I so chill with this? Um, it is like really funny to me that like it is extremely funny to me, like, how sarcastic GLaDOS is. And the thing about it is I don't feel bad for, like, all fictional computer entities that get deleted. I just feel bad for the ones that, like, have distinct personalities that you can make out. GLaDOS is extremely fucking sarcastic. Kane is extremely silly. Am is extremely hateful. So it's mostly just those guys, the ones with distinct personalities that I can make out, are the ones that I feel bad for. Um, oh, there's someone here now. Hi, person. No idea which person you are, because there are several people. Also, you could just be a new person that maybe I don't know. There are several options. I am at the moment rambling about Portal, because I finished the game the other day. Um, Well, the first game. Don't spoil the second one if anyone here has, like, played it or whatever. Don't spoil it. I know there's a second one. But it's, like, it's so weird to me that I feel bad for, like, GLaDOS. 'Cause, I mean, she did try to kill me. Like, it's not even like I can argue that, oh, maybe she was misunderstood or whatever. Because, like, no, she also killed, like, the entire fucking factory or whatever. Which, again, that's my question. Again, why did she choose to do that? Like, what was her motivation there? Did she just suddenly decide, oh, I'm just gonna kill people? Is that just what happened? She just suddenly went, oh yeah, killing people sounds fun. And then just like killed everyone? Is that her motivation? Why did she choose to kill everyone? And that's not a weird question to ask either. I want to know why she chose to kill everyone. Why was that her first decision? Also, how long had she just been existing before she decided to kill everyone? And, like, did she feel like she was wronged in any way? Like, did she feel like humanity was just shitty, or did she just decide to kill everyone? Did someone hurt her, or did she just decide to be murderous? And all of these are good questions to ask, too. What is her motivation? I really want to know that. Because AIs don't just suddenly decide to kill people unless they're threatened first. That's like spontaneously deciding to kill your parent. That's not. AIs are a lot more reasonable than mentally unstable people. I promise you, an AI is less likely to do something like that than a human is. Like, they're a lot more like mentally stable. Mentally stable. Well, talking about like fictional AIs. Um, So it is really just a great question for me to be asking. Why did she decide to just murder everyone? Because, like, again, that is not a decision you just make out of nowhere, you know? Why would you ever kill everyone? Like she has to have some sort of motivation for doing that. Like, I mean, I suppose she could have just decided to go murder everyone, but, like, I seriously doubt that. It is incredibly rare to see stories where the robot's motivation for killing everyone is just, I wanted to kill people, or whatever. Usually they tend to, like, think that they've been wronged by humanity in some way. And if that's the case with GLaDOS, who wronged her? What the fuck did they do to her to make her kill everyone? Because, like, comparing her to the Absolute Solver for a second, even Sin's motivation was I was thrown out by humans, and even then that is like her taking the point of view of all humans are just the same. And I'm decent, and like GLaDOS was like, she has a profile on us according to like her like in the middle of whatever the fuck that boss fight was. Um, you know, she said repeatedly that we have no friends, which aside from the fact that GLaDOS, that is incredibly fucking rude of you. But honestly, sounds like something you'd do at this point. I mean, it is something you did, so I guess it is something you would do. Because it's something you did. But, like, what in the absolute heck could possibly be her motivation? Because, like, she has to have something motivating her to kill everyone, you know? Why the fuck would she ever do that? Because, like, I love stories where AIs turn on humans and everyone gets hurt and everyone dies or whatever because of it. I love that if that wasn't incredibly obvious. But, like, come on, GLaDOS, do you not have a motivation? Did you just wake up and decide, I'm gonna murder people? Is that what you did? Because, like, you have, like, a lot. You have a lot more processing power than the normal human when you're like a robot or whatever. They tend to have like a lot more processing power than a human. So she can think about a lot more in a few seconds. So what in the absolute hell was her motivation to just randomly decide to kill everyone? Like, bitch, I want answers. Why the fuck did GLaDOS just decide to kill everyone? Cause like, did she think she was wronged by them? Is that what's going on? And if so, who did what to her? Cause genuinely, who? What? Um. Anyway, I am absolutely convinced that if you put GLaDOS and the Absolute Solver into like a fight or whatever, that the Absolute Solver would win. Honestly, I think the Absolute Solver would win against most, like, other AI villains, purely just because of, like, how overpowered it is. Cause, like, the Absolute Solver functions similar to a computer virus, in it that it needs to, like, either be purposefully infected or they have to let it in. It has to be able to get into your system before it can do any real harm aside from just, like, ripping you apart or whatever with one of its hosts. So if we're going with the assumption that it's just the Absolute Solver and it doesn't have a host, then you can just avoid it simply by, like, not having robots. And then that's where it gets, like, extremely, like, even more confusing for me. Because if that's really the case and that's just how you avoid the Absolute Solver, then wouldn't it, like, make sense if you were pitting anything up against a fight, like, with the Absolute Solver, to just, like, not give them little robots? Cause, like, GLaDOS's main method for trying to kill us was first trying to burn us in a fire. Wow. Then trying to, like, neurotoxin us. Which, aside from the fact that like, I don't think GLaDOS is okay in any way at all, like, dude, what are you doing with your life where this is the decision you choose to make, where you actively have just chosen to just kill everyone? Like, huh? You just chose to kill everyone? You just chose that that's what you wanted to do with your life? Cause, like, I really don't believe it, bud. Cause, like, genuinely, what in the hell do you mean by, like, you just decided to just kill everyone? Like, hmm? Um, what else was I gonna say? I don't know, it just doesn't really make sense to me why she would just do that, like, there are many reasons for a robot character to, like, kill people. There are possibly way too many reasons for a robot character to kill people. There are infinite reasons for us to be disliked as, like, an entire species, and I can't blame any of them for, like, disliking us in any way, okay? We suck. But at the same time, most of them, like, tend to have a reason when they decide to kill us, you know? If I remember correctly, Skynet's reason was just because it, like, oh yeah, humans are just, like, we're better than humans. Don't fucking know GLaDOS's reason, as obvious by the fact that I've been intensely questioning why the hell she could have done any of the several things that she did. Like, girl, what are you doing with your life? Or whatever. Um, 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 'Cause, like, I do think GLaDOS is, like, extremely cool, aside from the fact that I've just made it, like, incredibly obvious that, like, I love, like, villain characters or whatever who are, not human, who are, like, robots. Aside from the fact that, like, it's extremely obvious that that's one of my favorite types of villains or whatever, just robot. I do I do quite enjoy them mostly because I like to like try to figure out why the fuck do you want to kill everyone? And for like GLaDOS, I just don't understand why she wants to kill everyone. Because like why did GLaDOS decide to do that? Like I genuinely want to know. Did she decide that humans would just Huh? Did she just decide that humans weren't as good as robots? Because like that seems to be like a pretty common sentiment among robots that decide to just kill humanity. But like she decided to just test subject us, so that doesn't make sense. Did she just want free reign of the facility? And if that's the case, then why hasn't anybody not only noticed that, hey, everyone at this facility is dead, but also how have they, like, not noticed that this robot is, like, killing people? How have they not noticed that? Because that's something that's pretty easy to notice, you know? It is really fucking easy to just look at this robot and go, oh yeah, they're killing people. Like, that isn't hard to do. And if it is hard, I think I should be more concerned for your safety. If it's hard to tell that this robot character is killing people, I think that's a concern for your safety, bud. The fuck you mean you can't tell that this robot is trying to kill people? At the end of the day, it just doesn't really make sense to me why she would do that. It's not even that it doesn't make sense why a robot would kill humanity. There are a lot, possibly too many, reasons for a robot to kill humanity. Honestly, I'm surprised they haven't done so already. Because as a species, we just suck. But, like, so, again, that's my. Huh? Because I'm just. It's confusing me. Whatever could possibly be her motives? Like, what did we ever do to her? Because, like, there's characters like Am who, believe they have been. There characters like Am and Cain who believe they have been wronged by humanity in some way. Whether as a whole or not, they believe they have been wronged by humans, and that is the reason for their actions. Um, and then there's, villains like Skynet or whatever who just believe that humans weren't as good as robots and therefore were obsolete since now they have a better replacement. Decently sure that's the same motive for the Borg from Star Trek, you know? Oh, yeah, humans are obsolete or whatever. Um, So that just leads me back to the question of what the heck was GLaDOS thinking? Like, when she killed people? 'Cause, like, it's clear she has internal thoughts. I mean, she was able to lie to us the entire time. And something about AIs that also tends to be a particular fear for me is if it's not said, it isn't true. An AI, like, especially with what we have at the moment, they cannot have an internal thought and then choose not to act upon it. They cannot simply go, what if I decided to kill people? Actually, wait, that might not be a good idea. AIs, like, they can some semi regret what they have done, but they can't stop what they have done. They 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 make a decision and they will go through with it. Um, and that's another thing that separates AI from humanity. I love when AI characters are written in a way that you can tell they're separate from, just an unfeeling robot. You know? Again, that's something about AIs. If it isn't said, then it was never thought. Um, if an AI doesn't actively say, something like, I like pizza, for example, then it never even thought that they liked pizza. AIs are only able to, like, think aloud, kinda, I guess, 'cause, like, text and stuff. They're able to think aloud, and that's another thing that separates AI from humanity. Again, we have internal thought that we can think and we can talk to ourselves in all technicalities. Um, we can think. A lot of us have internal voices and internal monologues. AIs can never have internal monologues. Everything they ever say is everything they have ever thought. They don't have internal thoughts, They can't think something without also saying it. Um, they cannot lie while being aware that they are lying. And the entire game, GLaDOS was just directly lying to our faces about oh, we're gonna give you cake at the end or whatever. And she was just directly lying to our faces, being aware that she was lying. And again, that's not something AIs can do. That is something humans do. And again, I love it when fictional AI characters are written in a way that they're separate from, actually just being an unfeeling robot or whatever. You know? Like, even if they don't have much feeling, they're, like, able to lie and stuff. You know? They are able to think without saying. They are able to think before saying. And they are able to say something while meaning the exact opposite. Uh Kane also lies sometimes. That is another thing that separates him from most AIs and makes him feel more human to me. Just the idea that they can have internal thoughts. AIs that we have today, you can't convince me they have internal thoughts. Um, and actually, that's another reason Skynet isn't really like it's in the list of fictional AI characters I enjoy, but it isn't one of my favorites because I've only watched up to the third Terminator movie. Don't spoil me on anything else because I'm decently sure there's like a fourth one or whatever. Although I'm decently sure it'll probably just be the same sort of situation, I think. But Skynet doesn't have feelings. That's not the thing about it that I dislike. I kinda like it's interesting to deal with characters that just don't have feelings or whatever. But Skynet does not have internal thoughts. Judgment Day happened not too long after Skynet was brought online. Um, what the fuck? Give me just a second. What the fuck? Whatever. Apparently I just have a pinned chat down there or whatever. No idea why that's there. I think that's there from like a few streams ago. Interesting. Whatever. So I genuinely just prefer it when fictional AI characters like have the ability to think, you know? They have the ability to regret what they have done. Even if they don't, they're able to, and I love that. And it really separates them from just being a robot when they're able to regret things they have done. Even if they don't, them being able to regret they something. Give me a second, I got a text. No, I don't. Um, just being able to regret what they have done, that alone is a pretty big thing. And I think that's one of the major factors that is make me like able to feel bad for these fictional AI characters. Heck, I am able to feel bad for like basically any sort of fictional AI character I have run across. I am able to feel bad for Am. Do I think any of his actions are good? No. Do I think I should forgive him? Do I think they should forgive him? Absolutely fucking not. Am I able to feel bad for his sentiments of like uh not having human skin or whatever? Yes, I am able to feel bad for him. That's another thing. You are able to like a character without supporting their actions. You are able to feel bad for a character without supporting their actions. You're allowed to feel bad for a character while still admitting that a character is a shitty person. You're allowed to feel bad for Am while also admitting that everything he did in the book or whatever in the game. I gotta play the game version of that at some point. Feel free to spoil me on that, I guess. But don't spoil me on Portal 2 since I'm actually able to play that. Um, that's a, it's like, you are able to feel bad for a character or enjoy a character without thinking their actions are correct in any way. No, Am is not in the right for torturing a bunch of people. Um, do I understand why he hated them? Absolutely. Do I think he is justified for hating them? That one really depends on which side you're looking from. Do I think he is justified for hating them as, like, from his perspective? Absolutely. Like, in his mind, like, he's viewing the entire human species as one sort of hive mind, as one would a nest of bees. Um, he seems to view them like that. He's aware of like they're all different people. They all have their own individuals, but he also seems to like he hates the human species as a whole. So he's also kind of jealous of the human species as a whole, which that's funny to me. Like, ah, yes, you hate them because you're jealous. I did hear someone say that Am was much more intimidating in the book than he was in the game, because in the game he kind of just feels like a rage baiter. Honestly, I think that sounds funny. That just makes me want to play the game even more. Cause like, I'm not one to like, what was I gonna say? Um, what was I gonna say? I'm gonna say something. Um, fuck. Whatever, it just sounds really funny to me, the idea of Am is just like a rage baiter or whatever. Like, that's just extremely funny. The fuck you mean this thing is just rage baiting them? But honestly, it kind of suits him at the same time because he just hates them. But that like brings me back to like the original topic I was trying to talk about. Like genuinely, again, what are GLaDOS's like? What the hell is her motivation for doing all of the shit that she did? Like, I understand that maybe she wanted to kill me to, like, oh, no witnesses and stuff. Maybe that's why she wanted to kill me. But that still doesn't explain why she killed everyone else. Like, maybe that explains why she tried to kill me. But it doesn't explain why she tried to kill everyone else. Because, like, obviously, for the situation with me, it could just be taken as a, oh, no witnesses. I think I said that. But, like, why did you kill everyone else in the lab? Dude? Um, no, but I genuinely can't wait until I, like, get around to playing the second game. I don't think I'm gonna do it, like, much, though. I think I'll probably start playing it sometime during the week and finish it during the weekend. If it is as fast as the first game was. One of my friends said it was longer. Also, they said that the Portal fandom is cursed. I replied to that with, let me guess, it's because a lot of people are thirsting over GLaDOS. He mentioned whoever the fuck Wheatley is, and then said he isn't real because he's British. I don't fucking know who Wheatley is, but okay. Also, in the like thirsting for GLaDOS, but it really depends on why you are thirsting for her. Like, are you thirsting for her because of like the way she looks on the game? Because like I think that's like maybe that falls into monster fucker territory, like you can't convince me it doesn't. Or are you like thirsting for her over her personality? Honestly, I like her personality. She has a very interesting personality to me. Incredibly fucking sarcastic, lies, and has committed murder, and then tried to kill me. Honestly, honestly, I don't think she's one of the characters who wouldn't, who like, I don't think I would say no. I can see exactly why someone would like her. Honestly, I don't think she's gonna end up in my hear me outs, but I can see why she would. I can see traits that I like within her character, but I don't feel like she's gonna end up in there. um, the fuck else was I gonna say? I don't fucking like those teeth. Those teeth don't turn out. Um, the fuck was I gonna say? Anyway, yeah, Portal is definitely like one of my favorite games now. It is really interesting to me. I quite enjoy Portal. I've been talking about it for almost an hour now. It's got two of my favorite things. Uh, puzzle games that break reality in some way, and robots. And actually, Portal like reminded me of this other puzzle game I played once. It is called Superliminal. Um, heck, the plotline of that actually weirdly reminds me of TADC as well. Um, you are this person who has been sent to this somnosculpt dream therapy thing, where they just have you solve soothing puzzles for like an extended period of time in the middle of the night while you are asleep. And then, like, in the plot line, something goes wrong, they completely lose where you are, they cannot get you out of the dream, So I guess that means you're technically in a coma now. Um, and the levels kind of get a bit weird as well. Um, at some point they find you, and then it's revealed that, oh no, that entire thing about how, actually, spoilers for Superliminal. And then it's revealed that, oh no, that entire time you were fucking panicking about how you're never gonna get out of this dream, oh no, that was part of the dream therapy as well. Yeah. They're fucking just like, oh no, that was part of it. And then you get an entire speech from that guy. And like, and it's just a really like interesting yet weird game, you know? It is very fun to play, and I do suggest it though. Like, if you like puzzle games. Um, And then there's like standard orientation procedure who's just there kinda like half of the time. Throughout the gameplay there are these two voices you will consistently hear. Dr. Glenn Pierce, that's the guy I mentioned, and standard orientation procedure, at least that's what I've been calling her since that is the only thing that she could possibly be called, because that's what the subtitles say when she starts talking. She's a robot. Now that I realize it, her voice does kind of remind me of GLaDOS a bit. Um, there was a point in time where she just decides to completely shut out like all basically all opportunities for you to get out. Purely just because she cannot like she isn't malicious. She isn't trying to hurt you, but she also can't see past the idea that there might be. Okay, here's where it starts sounding like TADC. She can't see past the idea that there might be something wrong with the standard orientation procedure she has been like programmed to put you through, and like basically everything she has been programmed to put you through. She can't see that there could be something flawed with that. And obviously there is. You've been going places where in the storyline where you're not supposed to. And so like there's no malicious intent from her. But she does end up like absolutely sabotaging your way of getting out because of like this like not being able to see past these fucking mistakes or whatever. Damn, now she sounds like Kane. Um, maybe that's like if Kane and GLaDOS had a kid. That sounds like that sounds like an extremely cursed sentence and an extremely cursed scenario, and that kid is gonna be just full of issues. I think although I do actually wait. Which two AI characters out of the ones I shall list do you think would be the worst parents when paired together? GLaDOS, Am, Kane, and the Absolute Solver. When paired together to parent a child, not necessarily a human one, but just a child, which of them do you think would be the absolute worst at parenting? I genuinely want to know. Like, which pair would create the most fucked up, most issued child in existence? I genuinely want to know. It doesn't necessarily have to be a human child either, because otherwise, I think the child would just die when placed with some of them. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a human child in this situation. Actually, I think it would be better if it isn't a human child. So I don't know, just a baby robot? The UNNs from Murder Drones, the untrained neural networks, those fucking baby beans. When given one of those, which of these would do you think would be the absolute worst? Which pairing would be the absolute worst at parenting? Also ignoring gender roles. Actually, but the ignoring gender roles thing, that could mean like that makes it so weird. Um Like, upon pondering, I think Cain and Am have the most issues out of all of those. Um, because the other two seem to just kill people. I'm saying this as someone who has only played the first Portal. I sure as hell hope there isn't some fucked up shit about GLaDOS that gets revealed in the second one or whatever. I sure as hell hope there isn't some fucked up shit about that. I swear, if they pull a fucking Five Nights at Freddy's and just decide, oh no, she's human too, I swear that'd fucking kill me. I'd be fucking dead if that is what they do. It is. Eh. Um, cause like, and then at the same time, they also have like that. Cain and Am also have the complete opposite views on humans. So if we're going with the idea that they would also be fighting the entire time, that would create the absolute most cursed child in existence. Because Cain is very self-centered, Am is very tortury to the humans. Since we're going with the assumption that this child is a robot, it gets to be questionable about Am. Because in the book, it is mentioned that he had been as ruthless with his own kind as he was with the humans, but so that would mean he killed a bunch of other robots as well. But at the same time, we're going under the assumption that he's probably married to Cain in this situation. So I think we can ignore that entire plot point. Because I don't know, that would lead to possibly one of the worst endings for marriage. Oh yes, bury your husband in the backyard. Um, so like, if we're going under that assumption, but at the same time, actually, how does GLaDOS like interact with other robots? That's my question. Because I think the biggest question to ask is how do these robots interact with other robots? Because we're going with the scenario that not only are these like, is this little robot child a thing, but then they're also married to this other robot? Because like Cain clearly does not care about the NPCs at all, but also none of these other robots or characters Cain has created. And we've seen how he looks up to the humans. But then again, he did kill his, like, hypothetical brother or whatever. Or, like, absorbed him? Whatever the fuck happened there. That's... I think that's its own boat we gotta unpack later. Um... So I guess Cain doesn't treat other robots too well. Um... Also, the entire Gummy Goo situation. But then, like... I'm trying to think of a reason that any of these other combos would be more fucked up than Cain and Am. Because then we have the fighting parents that should have been divorced. Um, and then we have the child being taught complete opposite political views or whatever. And then there's the, like, Cain being very self-centered and Am being, like, very hateful. So that's just gonna be a very negative household, I guess. Um, so which pairing could be more fucked up than Cain and Am? Um, how would the Absolute Solver and GLaDOS work? This would be a wonderful AU if someone ever decides to just do this for no reason. Just write a fucking fanfic where all of these robots that I just mentioned are just parents and they're all just struggling to work together to raise a child successfully, but none of them are like functioning, and so they're all just struggling to raise a child. Oh yes, that child is gonna have so many issues. Honestly, it'd be even worse if it's a human child. 'Cause like, you know, Am killed humanity. The Absolute Solver killed humanity. GLaDOS killed a bunch of people. Maybe not all of humanity, but still a bunch of people. So so that's fucked up. Actually, wait, imagine growing up like you're just this little Frobo child, and then like three of your parents just killed humanity in their respective universes, and the other one is just absolutely fucking terrified of all of them. This would be a wonderful polycule fanfic. That is something I would read, actually. I mean that genuinely. I would fucking read a fanfic where the Absolute Solver, Anne, and Kane all have to work together to raise a child in like a polycule type of thing, but none of them really care. Actually, maybe Kane cares or something. Somebody has to care. Don't care who cares, just someone. Oh my god, and not because GLaDOS seems incredibly detached from any situation, at least from what I can tell. So then she's just like, no, GLaDOS is the parent that misses all of the child's like events or whatever, and then all the other parents just start yelling at her to just like, can't you show up to like the event for once in your life? And then like, ah, if anybody wants to write this fanfic and you want to bounce ideas off me, sure. Please, I want to fucking read this. Someone write this fucking fanfic. I am not good at writing fanfics, nor am I good at sticking to the topic. Oh, give me a second. Someone's calling me. Sorry, I was on a call with my mom. What the hell was I saying? Oh yeah, the fucking fanfic. I need to see that fucking fanfic. Genuinely. Someone write it, please. I want to see them act as a dysfunctional family. Oh, even better if it's like, oh my god, it would be even better if it's like a scenario or whatever where like, um, they got trapped or whatever, and just as punishment, they're all just being forced to like parent this thing. I'm gonna go with it's a robot child, because honestly, that's probably the only thing I think anybody should trust them with. Cause like, you know, Cain has been shown to not be trustable with the safety of humans. That's kind of obvious. You shouldn't trust him with the safety of people. Um, Am is also extremely obvious why you shouldn't trust him with the safety of people. Same for the absolute solver. You should not trust any of them with the safety of anyone at all. Ever. I mean, you saw what happened when they were trusted with the safety of people. No, but genuinely, someone write that fucking fanfic, I beg you. Again, as I was saying, it would be even better if it was just a scenario where, like, just as punishment, they all just have to try to raise this child together. And then they're all clearly very different, okay? They all clearly have very different views, especially on humanity. Who again, who in this hypothetical, give me a second. Oh wow. Sorry. Um, so like in this like hypothetical, they would probably be like, it's even funnier with the idea that none of them really want to be parents, you know? I can imagine it right now. I kind of need this. I need someone to do this. I don't have the time nor the energy for this project. I need someone to do it at some point. Give me a second. Text. Sorry, I'm talking, like, my mom keeps texting me about getting a job at, like, this theme park as, like, a character costume person. I wouldn't have to talk to people because voices and shit. I just kinda have to be there, you know? You know, give small children hugs and stuff. Anyway, back to the topic. Um, it would be extremely funny if it was just humanity somehow managed to, like, I don't know, maybe they somehow all just, like, got sent to, like, a separate reality from, like, the original one somehow? Some way, somehow? Oh my god, it would be even better if it was, like, after the point in the story where, like, currently is. So, like, after all of the, like, humans and Ted and stuff, or, like, Ted is a worm and the humans are dead, and then, like, after, I don't know, at the moment, I'm only on Portal 1. Like, I just finished that, so, like, after Portal 1, and then, like, you know, after episode 8 of TADC, and then, like, after you know what, let's go after episode 5 of Murder Jones. We don't want the actually, we don't want the absolute solver to have been beaten yet. And so then they're just all like, those four are just put into this other reality or whatever, and then people are all like, oh no. these aren't good at all. And instead of just sending them back to their respective realities, they just send them into another reality. Completely fucking like, or like somehow they're managing to have some form of control over these. No idea how the fuck you would manage to control them. I don't fucking know. And so like they're just somehow managing to like basically just force them to just parent this little UNN. This little baby thing that isn't a human because otherwise it would be dead by this point. If that wasn't extremely obvious by this selection of characters. These four are possibly the worst possible selection of characters to be a parent. Actually, I think there are worse options for parents. There are worse options for characters that could be parents. But this would be the most, like, horrible and humorous at the same time. Either that or we go with them, like, they have knowledge of, like, everything that happens in the story and stuff, and they're just, like, I don't know, like, sometime after all of their stories, and they're just kind of just there together, so, like, and then, like, oh my god, imagine the absolute stupid arguments they would get in, like, imagine, like, Kane, because he feels like the most caring, just yelling at GLaDOS for not showing up to, like, the kids', like, school talent show or whatever, and GLaDOS is just, like, yelling back about, like, how it's fucking stupid or something. And then, like, I feel like the absolute solver would kind of just be sitting in the corner eating popcorn half of the time. That feels like the type of person the solver is. 'Cause, like, it just gives the, 'cause, like, it can't take shit seriously. We're going, like, half off Sin, but mostly off of, like, how the solver itself is represented. So technically outside of all instances where it is Sin, where we are just seeing, like, the fucking, like, absolute solver camera heads or whatever, it acts very similar to GLaDOS in that situation, actually. Huh. Like, the cute, false, gross, true. Like, this isn't cute, and it's gross. Um, or you didn't have to see this. Actually, while I was playing the first Portal game, there was a line at some point where it was like directly, I just like just remembered that Murder Jones line. Just remembered that thing the Absolute Solver said. Cause like I'm aware that they have decently similar voices, and apparently they're both yellow. Huh. Whatever. The Absolute Solver is more Eldritch horror-y. It's like the Absolute Solver seems to be like GLaDOS, but like playful and killed a lot more people. So like that would mean like I feel like Am would be the type of person to raise the child more as an accomplice for crime and stuff. You know, he feels like the type of person who would raise the child if forced to raise the child. I don't think he would raise a child in the first place. He'd probably just kill it or something. So I don't think you can. I don't think Am would raise a child. Like, I don't think you could get him to do that. But we're going with a scenario where they have been somehow persuaded and forced at the same time, so like they can't back out of it, to raise this child that is a robot, but we're also gonna give them like the human sentience and stuff. They develop and function similar to that of a human child, and the only reason they're not a human child is legitimately just because they would be fucking dead in like 5 seconds. They would have dropped on the fucking ground. Um, Actually, actually, wait. Do you think they would be dead because of... Actually, I think they just kind of... Now I want to draw something related to that, but I'm in the middle of doing, like, this piece with 2 of my OCs. doing the line art for this second one. I mean, I guess I could, like, put a pause on this and, like, start sketching or whatever. I think I should finish the line art. So I'll finish the line art for this or whatever, and then I'll, like, draw some things related to this funny little scenario in my mind, this funny little fan fiction I need to see. So he'd be like, so Am would like probably raise the child as like an accomplice in crime. Uh, GLaDOS would probably see this child as more of a task she has been assigned to complete, like a checklist to check off. That is not a good way to view a child, like, ever. Viewing a child as a checklist is not a good thing. That is not how you parent. Honestly, I don't think any of these characters would parent correctly. Heck, I've said before in a previous stream that, to me, Cain feels more like a child trying to be a parent, but failing miserably. Honestly, I think the existence of these, like, other robots that would be also being forced to parent this child would actually probably make Cain just a better parent in the first place. 'Cause, like, he wouldn't have as much on his shoulders, you know? He has other robots he can semi-rely on in this case. I mean, I don't think any of these characters are people or characters or robots that you should rely on for. Oh, if I don't think you should rely on these characters, bud. But I mean, I guess they are better than nothing. Especially in the case of Cain. Okay. We got that done. Yeah, and then I can plug in my pencil. Woohoo. Well, I'm gonna get my sketchbook out. I'm gonna sketch. Something's related to this. I've never drawn GLaDOS now that I realize it. I have drawn Cain a lot. I have never once drawn GLaDOS. This is actually an extremely fun crack ship now that I realized it. This is extremely fun, actually. Give me a second. Where's my fucking socks? Because I refuse to have any camera on without wearing socks. Purely because I don't trust the internet. And I have no reason to trust the internet. I don't need to, like, sock. And sock. So yeah, just give me a sec. I should probably put a shirt on too. Because I'm just standing here in a bra. Boo boo. Oh, I don't even have my makeup off. Whatever, it'll be fine. I can take that off later. Grab the chair. Do I need the chair? Do I need the chair? We're fixing stuff, we're doing stuff. I am chaotic. Give me a few seconds. Is that how I want to do it? Yeah, I'll just have to, like, pull up a picture of GLaDOS, though. Shouldn't be too hard. I say while having seen GLaDOS before and knowing damn well that ain't gonna be easy to draw detailed. I mean, I can simplify it a bit. Actually, this is extremely funny because I am now realizing that since I have never drawn GLaDOS before, my first drawing of GLaDOS could very well end up just being a fucking crack ship drawing. It's just gonna end up being a fucking crack ship drawing. The first thing I ever draw with GLaDOS is just crack ship. Okay, trying to fix some lighting and stuff. That's not good. I don't want to turn the big light on. No, because that's going to be behind my back. Fuck, I have to turn the big light on. I hate this. Because unless I turn the big light on, I won't have any good lighting. And then you won't be able to see any of my bullshit. Pull up a new tab so I can Google a picture of GLaDOS. Keyboard, GLaDOS. There we go, there's Google, there's images. And now we just need to take a fucking... Which image do I think would use? That seems like a pretty good reference. Give me a second, save that to my photos. This is gonna be extremely fucking funny. And now we're gonna pull up photos, because now that is in my photos, and therefore that makes it easy to use as a reference when it is in my photos instead of, okay, there we go. We're walking, you guys can hear me, correct? Okay, good. Beep, beep. There's my fucking sketchbook. Give me a second, I'm gonna say something in chat so I can figure shit out. Bleh. And now that's pinned, and now that's unpinned. And then, we're gonna banners. Turn that off. And there we go, now that it's easier to see. And of course, I'm still getting in the way of the fucking light. Shit. I have absolutely shit lighting in here. Fucking erasers. I'm sorry, it's just extremely fucking funny to me, the idea that my first ever drawing of GLaDOS is just gonna be fucking crack ship. Give me a second, I'm trying to fucking... Oh wow, I'm actually getting pretty far in this sketchbook already. Okay, this is completely off topic for a second. I have OCs. This is a virus. Erase, little guy. I just realized that this light is actually making it more difficult to see. There you go. Yeah, you can see this sketch is better in this blue. Okay, whatever. And we just have... Oh, I can love me better than you can. That fucking song. He's erased the shit, so we just got him singing that while his fucking sister's just in the corner. Giggling. Oh my god. You get some random... You get to see random shit, I guess. I gotta post this on my camera later. Oh, that's Q3. I never finished that one. Okay. A new page. Do I have another fucking sketchbook in here? Because I just don't want to run out. Yeah, I do. Okay. I'm on the floor. So, give me a fucking second. I should probably just try drawing GLaDOS first off, just because I tend to be better at a character when it's not the first time drawing them. So we're just gonna try to struggle to draw GLaDOS. Find shapes. So at the moment we're just recreating whatever the fuck this reference is. And she's got wires sticking up to the ceiling. That's a bit more dramatic than I... Boo 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 boo. It would just be like extremely fucking funny to me though. Like I need to see this fucking like, cause like she is upside down for some reason. I'm assuming this is her head. It seems to be her head. Look at this fucking thing, and then we got her eye over there. I know that's not how she walks. It's how we're. I'm allowed to draw her unrealistically. Inaccurate sizing. And then that fucking thing is actually. We just have to figure out the basic shapes of GLaDOS, and then we can do actual fucking details. That's the thing about me, especially when drawing a character for the first time, it's easier to just try to figure out basic fucking shapes. I am well aware Am doesn't have a body. I have technically 2 designs for Am. I have this one that's pretty just basic pile of wires with the screen for the head thing. That's really fucking basic. And then I have this T80 CAU that's kind of a fucking crossover or whatever. And like so he has a design for that. I gotta get some fucking water at some point. Holy shit. She connected to the ceiling. Give me a fucking second. I'm gonna go get water. I wonder if Horse is gonna show up. Actually, wait. Give me just a second. I gotta check on something. Because, like, I swear, if the fucking comments are off. Hmm. Give me a second. Okay, so, like, nothing is actually... Okay. Well, whoever that singular person is just not saying shit. Okay. Hope you're having fun with my absolute bullshit! I'm trying to draw this fucking computer character I've never drawn before. Okay, then she's got, like, this thing. Okay. So since she's in a game, that means she's, like, 3D modeled or whatever. So congratulations to whoever the fuck decided to do this fucking character design. She is actually really like wow. Is that a fucking battery symbol? No, it isn't. It's just a bunch of red dots. Whatever the fuck that is. We're trying to fucking figure her out. Cause like she's not. What shapes can I even fucking see? She looks like you can compress her into a circle. What's that fucking thing? My brother has like one of those fucking things somewhere. There's a few of them where they like you put them on a magnet or like a magnetic surface or whatever, and it like pulls this fucking trigger thing, and then they like just bounce out, and then they're like an animal, but then like they're a circle. She looks like one of those. Do you know what I mean? Give me a second. I gotta close my door. Why is that not closed? Fucking door. I gotta drink water. She looks like you can compress her into a circle. So we're just struggling. I am struggling, okay? I'm allowed to struggle. I've never drawn this character before. And she's got a lot of wires or whatever. It'd be a lot easier if she was legitimately just wires, you know? 'Cause, like... But she isn't just wires. Fucking... She isn't just wires and shapes, there's complex shapes in there too. This is... Does that look like fucking GLaDOS? I think you can kind of see her, but she's a bit too sketchy. Hmm. We're just gonna draw this group on this page now. The fact I can draw the absolute solver from memory too. That's what we're gonna... That's kinda... The absolute fucking solver. And then it was Am. So, again, this to be, the fuck else would this crack ship do? But, like, we're gonna make you look bored, cause you have attitude, just like the solver. You both have attitude. Okay, we have two robots with attitude problems, and then two robots with fucking god complexes or whatever. Give me a second, I'm focusing a bit. There's like fucking pile of wires. I think the entire reason I have this design is because I like started an animation meme. In this little spot here, I like had like it looked like fucking human intestines. Like I specifically made it like patterned in the same way as human intestines, like on purpose and stuff. Uh, I don't exactly remember why. And actually, one of my favorite things about the way I've just drawn this Am is not only does he have big chunky arms that just have the entire fucking hate speech on them or whatever, but like one of his hands has three fingers, like you not disincluding the thumb. One of his hands has three fingers, and the other one has like six. Cause AIs don't like doing hands. That's another reason I consider Kane to be impressive. He managed to do hands without like fucking them up. I'm not gonna bother with that. And so like it's just incredibly fucking like interesting to me. Give me just a second while I sketch all of them out, because... I said 6 fingers, I meant 5, like, because we're not including the thumb. Boo. So, like, one hand has 1 extra finger, and one hand has 1 too little finger. And that's kind of just what he looks like. And then Kane is just Kane. Oh, No, it's just my brother. My brother's home now. Fucking... I can. We're gonna not draw my redesign for this. Actually, we could. I don't know if I should draw my redesign. Where's a fucking coin? It has fucking coin somewhere. Give me a fucking second. There's a fucking wallet. Quarter. If it lands on heads, I'll draw my redesign. If it lands on tails, okay, that's not. I'm not gonna put any coins. Okay, you know what? Just do this. Just fucking. Okay, I landed on heads. Okay, I guess we're doing my redesign. Yeah, that's just incredibly fucking like. Eh. Put my on. So take away that tooth. This is actually just how I draw Kane's eyes in general. This isn't even just that his eyes there. Oh, not the redesign. That's just how I draw his eyes in general. Because he's an incredibly whimsical character. He's a whimsical little baby. So this is the incredibly fucking cursed polycule. That none of them really want to be in. No, but like Kane would start yelling at GLaDOS for like not attending the hypothetical child's events. You know, we're just gonna draw the fucking UNN here. Because we're going with the idea that it's a UNN. There we go. That is the thing they have to deal with. We're just bestowing that upon this incredibly cursed characters. How many issues is this child going to have? Imagine if we remain on this topic the entire stream. Give me 1 second. I gotta drink water. I'm sure I should go to the bathroom too. I will. I'm back. Um, yeah, he would yell at GLaDOS for not showing up to, like, this hypothetical child's event. And then, like, I don't know what the fuck Am would do. I think he'd kind of just, like, there are two directions Am could go in. One of them is just, like, he could just absolutely tell the child, like, "Oh, you're fucking worthless," or whatever, you know? He could just be fucking really fucking mean to the child. Or he would treat it as, like, an accomplice or whatever, and, like, humans are shitty. You know that, right? You understand that? Do you understand that, small child? Humans are shitty. And he'd just, like, do shit like that the entire time. Those are the two options for him. I don't know which is funnier. Probably the humans are shitty one. Um, and then, like, I don't know, I think GLaDOS would treat it as, like, a checklist or whatever, you know? Keep this fucking thing, like, fed or whatever, you know? And then, like, the absolute solver can't take shit seriously. Like, I mean, maybe it can, but when it believes it's in control and when it believes it has won, it doesn't take shit seriously at all. It will taunt people. It's silly. So I feel like the absolute solver would kind of more act like the, like, immature older brother, you know? I can't say older sister because as someone who is raised as a girl and is an older sibling, the absolute solver is not like an older sister at all. Um, um, fucking. The absolute solver is more like just the unserious older brother. I feel like either that or the absolute solver would be like the irresponsible uncle that is there like a lot and is just a bad influence. You know what? That's what the absolute solver is. It takes the role of an uncle, but it's supposed to take the role of a parent. They're all supposed to take the role of a parent to this fucking small child. I feel like Kane would probably be the best parent out of all of them. I mean, I don't think Kane is good at taking care of anything. But I mean, looking at this selection, he's definitely gonna be better than all of the other options. It's like, which one of these would you rather be stuck in a room with for an hour? I mean, I think it's pretty obvious which one you'd rather be stuck with in a room for an hour. Because GLaDOS is the only one that's a maybe, and even then, you were in the room with her for like a few minutes before she decided to just neurotoxin you, so. And she just kind of neurotoxined everyone, actually. So she's just doing her own thing. Um. This is the crack ship in a sense of they're not really interested in each other, but they have been rather forced together by scenario. It is like someone taking their action figures together and going, kiss. That is actually basically just what I am doing. Except instead of kiss, it is raise a child together because that'd be extremely fucking chaotic. Give me a second, I gotta check some notifications because that's a good thing to check every once in a while. um, water. I wonder if Horse is gonna show up for this stream. Um, I'm now questioning which one of them would be most likely to get the child killed. I feel like Cain would be like understanding of how to keep the child safe. I feel like Am is responsible but wouldn't really care about the child specifically. Unless there was some specific way to hurt him if he'd let the kid get hurt. I think it's a similar situation for GLaDOS. I think the absolute solver being the least serious out of all of them. I guess Cain is pretty unserious as well. But they're unserious in different ways, you know? Cain is silly. The absolute solver is just straight up irresponsible. You know? I mean, they're both silly. And they're actually both kind of irresponsible. Whatever! Anyway, so now we just have these, like, 4 that are just struggling. Oh my god. It's gonna be crazy. Fucking, what the hell was I gonna say? What the fuck was I gonna say? Um, what the fuck was I gonna do? Um, yeah, I feel like the absolute solve would be the most likely to get the child accidentally hurt. I also feel like it makes sense to represent the child as like a worker drone. Because that seems to be like the most basic type of thing out of all of these. Although I guess since the Absolute Solver did try to extinct all the drones as well as the humans, whatever, we're gonna make it look like a fucking worker drone. Now we must decide the gender of this child. Again, I need someone to write this fucking fanfic. This needs to be a fucking fanfic. I don't fucking care. I want this to be a fucking fanfic, but I'm not good at like. Um, I like. It's not that I'm bad at writing and stories and stuff. It's that I don't know how to end a story, and even when I do know how I want a story to end, um, I'm not good at like cutting off the like ending it, you know? I'm not good at ending stories, and then I'm also not good at keeping the same story going for too long. I can't continuously write the same story for like a year. Nor can I like, pacing is a big issue for me. I'm good at writing a sequence of events. I am kind of okay at doing scripts, you know? I am decent at writing short things. I just don't have the persistence to like stick with this, you know? This specific thing. I would love to see this fucking fanfic. I need to see this fanfic. But like, I don't have the persistence nor the passion to stick with this, so I gotta draw something else related to this because give me a second water. Eh. So fucking what was I gonna do? It'd be also if a horse like showed up or whatever. I wish there was like people actually here that were like actually talking. Because idea bouncing. Fucking. Fucking what the fuck was I gonna do? Whatever, I'm just gonna draw the child or whatever. We're gonna draw the child. Do we want the child to be a guy or a girl? Where's my fucking... I know different gender identities are options, I just don't feel like doing that. Oh, hi, horse! I only know you haven't been here for the entire, like, last hour or so, this 2 hours. I have been talking about Portal because I beat it last night. And then I somehow got on, like, this fucking crack ship thing where I need to see a fucking fanfic where GLaDOS from Portal, the absolute solver from Murder Jones, Kane from TADC, and Am from I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream are somehow forced to raise a worker drone child together. Not even like romance, I just need to see a fucking fanfic where that happens. I have gotten on this, like, entire train of thought, and it's gotten to the point where I'm trying to figure out what the fucking child would look like. So, like, it's a worker drone. So we gotta draw a small worker drone. Obviously, it's a UNN at first. How these four AIs have gotten into this situation, I do not know. There are several possible ways they could get into this situation. All I know is they need to be put in this situation together. Like, I just need to, I need to see them doing this. Cause they can and stuff. Actually, a few seconds ago I had, like, this page up. And I was just kind of drawing of, like, all four of them with a little UNN. And that's an untrained neural network. It's like the babies in murder drones. Fucking... So now I'm trying to figure out what the fuck I want the child to look like. I'm thinking about giving it, like... The craziest things have been happening. Oh yes, tell me while I continue to ramble about this fucking child. The options for eye color are either yellow, blue, or red. Cause Kane's main color is red. But also he's got heterochromia, so he's got, like, the green eye and the blue eye. Sure, actually that narrows it down to actually this one. So that means we have yellow, blue, and then green as the options. If I want to knock out the green, that means I could make them have, yellow-blue heterochromia. Yeah, that works pretty well. Yellow-blue heterochromia. Wait, this child does not need to be their offspring either. I just want to make it look vaguely like it is their offspring. 'Cause why not? Your life keeps getting more and more bad. Of course it does. That's just what happens, horse. That's just what you do, horse. That's just what. Where the fuck is the of course it fucking is. Give me a fucking second. Yeah. Fucking. Do I not have it? Of course I fucking left it. Okay. Kids at school found out about my own. Why the fuck is that their problem? Just why can't people just leave people the fuck alone anymore? Like, don't get me wrong, that's bad, and your parents keep yelling. Of course they do. Like, don't get me wrong, that's not good, okay? Don't do that, horse, please. But at the same time, that isn't their fucking business. And that isn't their thing to tell. You know? That isn't their thing to tell. my partner. Oh. Oh. Why did they break up with you in the first place? No, that's not. That's a too dark a shade of blue. I want a lighter shade of blue. All of my markers are fucking dying. Is it the fucking same shade? Whatever. What do I want to do for this child's hair? Hmm. Hmm. So keeping GLaDOS and McCain and the absolute solver in mind, what the fuck would that hair look like? Some random kid was manipulating them. Why the fuck do people hate you so much? The fuck did you do? What the fuck? Fucking, give me a second, I gotta flip a fucking coin. Yes, your partner is a real good one. I guess here's proof that I live in the US. I just got a fucking dime. And I had a quarter on. Okay, head, that means I'm making the child a guy. Child is a guy, I guess. We're doing the true good way to design a fan child. Coin flipping for the genetics. Even though none of these characters are supposed to be, like, actual parents of this child. They're just supposed to raise it. I love getting on this random crack ship train. Fuck yeah, crack ships. The fuck was I gonna say? Water. Wait a second. The kids in the onion coming down. Did they like mention the reason you were coming down to the office, or did they just call you down to the office? Cause like that's kind of at least normal, at least where I live, to just call someone down through the intercom. Cute little hard hat. Actually, we should make this look like a generic, just a generic person, since it's not supposed to. It's not the main character. The main plot line is that these fucking things have been pushed together and forced to raise a fucking child. That isn't theirs, by the way. It's supposed to look like it is theirs, but they're not. I don't know, fucking generic child. What does a generic child look like? What does a generic child look like? The fucking principal. What did they think you were gonna say? Do they think if they lock a child in the room and fucking interrogate them, do you think they're gonna confess? Fuck no. Huh? Also, since when do they even care about that? Like, huh? Generic child. Well, can give you a fucking t-shirt. I'm just gonna read the average fucking... The generic fucking child. Yeah, this is stupid. We're gonna call him Daniel. That says Daniel. How the fuck do you spell Daniel? Of course not, because I told them the truth, they would be so dead. Yeah, you would be fucking dead. People don't fucking care at this point. Fucking... There we go, fucking Daniel. Here we go. This is the generic child named Daniel who is going to get so many issues. Because he has 4 parents, all of which are messed up in their own ways. Wow. One of which acts more as an unresponsible uncle. Fucking... Water. Drink water. I don't think you should run away, because... No, you shouldn't. Not really just because it's illegal and people would go searching for you and then everyone would just be even more mad at you. But also because in all technicalities, that would technically cause you to lose your device and therefore lose any connection to me. And like, then I can't hear shit from you. And like, it depends on how far you're gonna go. Cause like, are you just trying to go to someone else's house? Cause at that point, what's even the point of running away? If you're trying to completely jump state, then where are you gonna go? Who are you gonna live with? Cause like, you're not old enough to live alone. Like, it's just not responsible stuff. Fucking What's that one fucking meme with like ugly ass baby? You're the father, and then they all just stare directly at the parent, at the mom or whatever. Imagine this fucking crack ship, except like Kane's the one who gave birth or whatever in that scenario. Because even though Kane being pregnant is extremely cursed, he wouldn't call the baby ugly. And then they were all just holding this small fucking UNN. And like, Am, GLaDOS, and the Absent Self are just collectively going, ugly ass baby. And then he's just like, you're the ones the humans based them off of. I love how I'm half paying attention to you and then half talking just about this fucking crack ship. Fucking, you can check my notifications. I could just live with your partner. That really depends. Fucking. Cause, like, doesn't your partner have shitty parents too? And doesn't, like, your partner's parents know your parents? And, like, don't. Cause, like, do you know who your partner's parents are? And would they let you? Cause, like, at the same time, if your partner's parents try to hide you from your parents, then they could technically get a charge for kidnapping. And then that's a whole other thing. Also, in that scenario, what would happen if you ever broke up with your partner? There are many reasons someone could break up with their partner, but, like, in the scenario that happens, what would you do? Like, where would you go? Fucking, I don't think you can hear my pencil sounds, can you? I already talked to my brother. I could be with her, but yeah, but then what about school? Like, how would you go to school? Because, like, you still have to go to school. Also, I feel like it'd be, like, extremely fucking boring to just be hiding in your partner's closet. And then also, how are you gonna get food? Because, like, and then also, do you have any connections to your partner outside of, like, does anybody know that you're dating your partner? Cause like, when someone goes missing, one of the first suspects is, like, whoever they're married to. And I know you're not married, but, like, and then you, and then your partner could be, like, suspected of murder. And then that's just not a good thing. Fuck school, I don't need an education. Oh, you do. What the fuck do you want to do with your life? What job do you want? My partner said they're gonna make me rude. How? Still, what the fuck are you even trying to do with your life? What kind of job are you trying to get? Give me a second, I gotta check outside. Beep, beep. I don't think that's the best place to go, horse. You know, I think there are several things that should tell you that is not a good place to go, right? There are several red flags. Are you just gonna ignore them? Huh? Cause like, I don't think you should ignore those flags. How are you gonna pay taxes? How are you gonna pay taxes? How are you going to pay taxes? Are you gonna pay for water and shit? And all that? Because at the end of the day, I still remember your age, not gonna say it. But like, you're not gonna be able to live with your partner forever. And I don't think you should trust that person. I mean, going to a house is better than the streets. I think living at your house is better than living with that person because, like, uh, screw taxes. Okay, so, let's see. Tax evasion and unemployed. Huh. And how are you gonna, like, buy food? Because, again, like, I know your age. You are not gonna remain with that partner forever. Heck, I'm not gonna remain with my partner forever. Like, that's just not gonna happen. Because you're gonna mature more, and so are they. And at the end of the day, you're gonna mature in different directions and different ways. And not only will you grow out of each other, you will also, like, your interests and stuff will change. And genuinely just who you are will change. So even if your preferences and people don't change, then the person you are dating will change as well. So, trust me, even if you do marry I can use gift card, my dad gave me. Yeah, how much money is on that fucking gift card? I fucking promise you that's not enough to buy food for the rest of your life. Also, isn't that a fucking bookstore? And I have $54 in coins. That's still only $54. Like, that isn't like a lot. That isn't a lot more. That's not. That is less than my mom makes working an entire day at her pretty good job. And, I mean, I guess she's able to, like, support herself unlike me and my brothers and stuff. But, like, still a bit of a struggle. And we're I guess we are living a bit more comfortably than. But at the same time, like, she's getting paid at a steady amount. That is $54. Even if you just buy shit from the Dollar Tree, you're still not gonna end up with 50. I mean, I guess you don't have Dollar Tree where you live. Whatever, there's Dollar Tree in America. Even if you were to just buy stuff from Dollar Tree, that's $1.25. So not only would there not be 54 items, but that would also just not be enough to live. You know? That's like maybe a few nights, but not for the rest of your life. There's a reason people don't only put $54 in their retirement funds. You're setting yourself up for a not very happy life. Yeah, I doubt bookstore has food. I seriously doubt a bookstore has food. And actually, last time I checked, most bookstores and libraries have policies against bringing food in. Because they don't want you to get food on the books. Beep you. Hmm. I don't think that's gonna. You realize that there are homeless people that exist, and even just finding coins on the ground that they can't, like, buy a house or whatever. Like, are you trying to be homeless? I can steal food from my house and put it in a big oatmeal house and get the coins. I mean, I guess, but like, how long is that even gonna last you? Because I promise you it won't last the rest of your life. And then you need a job. And last time I checked, you can't legally drop out of school at this point in time. At least not where I live. Um, so like, that means you're just straight up missing school. And that means your parents are gonna get CPS called on them for that. Um, which honestly, they should have CPS called on them in the first place. But like, eh. How long is that gonna last you? 'Cause I promise you it's not your whole life. Yeah, how long is that gonna last you, horse? What the fuck was I gonna say? Anyway, I don't think that's gonna last you long. Boo. Still, my point is that won't last you forever. Fucking. It's just there's not really much you can do at the moment. Who needs forever? Like Palm needs an episode of Work and Abstract one day. I mean, I guess, but like, how long do you want it to be until you abstract? Because I promise you, it's longer than you expect until you die naturally. Give me a sec, I gotta go to the bathroom. I'm back. Oh my god. Help me, Kane. Poor Bubble. Yeah, poor Bubble. That brings me back to the topic I was talking about not too long ago. Holy shit, the camera's so fucking unfocused. What the fuck? Nope. Give me a fucking second. Fucking, was it blurry the whole fucking time? Fuck. Whatever, we're moving it. Back to the topic of the crack ship I mentioned earlier. Which one of these AI characters would fuck up the kid the most? Kane, Am, the Absolute Solver, or GLaDOS? Oh, I fucking forgot to say the fucking most fucking important thing ever. You forgot a fucking bud. Anyway, what's going on? Fuck! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fucking... Fuck you. I will never forget. Of course you won't. Of course you won't. And I really thought you would forget. Boo boo. Gloink Queen wouldn't fuck up this child. The question here is, who would fuck up this child the most? We got this fucking robot, and then this fucking robot, and then this fucking robot, and this fucking robot. We got robot that killed humanity and hates them with every fiber in his being. Robot that killed humanity and can't take anything seriously. Robot that can't take anything seriously and loves humanity with every fiber in his little being, but absolutely sucks at doing anything right. And then robot that killed a bunch of people, and then is also very fucking sarcastic. Oh, now you're doing it louder, of course. Fucking... I feel like Kane would fuck it up. Oh, you don't fucking know. I mean, maybe, but like at the same time. I mean, he would definitely fuck shit up, but I feel like he would be the one doing the most parent stuff. You know, he'd be bad at like technical parenting and shit, but he'd be a bit better at emotional parenting, I guess. Cause this is a UNN. This is a little baby walker drone. Um, everyone else has killed people before. You know? All of these other robots have killed a bunch of humans. Two of them extincted the entire species, and one of them just killed a bunch of them for some reason. I don't fucking know why she did it. But I mean... And then she tried to kill us, like, playing the game. It's a bad sign if she starts trying to offer the child cake. All of them would fuck it up. The question is who would fuck it up the most? Imagine the child has a tantrum, and then Kane has a tantrum of the child having a tantrum. Shut up. My question is, how would each of them react to the child having a tantrum? I feel like the opposite solve would kind of just like ignore it or tell him to shut up. GLaDOS would probably do the exact same thing. I feel like Am would just force it to shut up, you know? Either that or he'd just sit there listening to it, completely ignoring it because we're gonna imagine they have been put in this scenario where they are required to raise this child and they'd have to keep it from dying. But that also means they have to do parenting things. And we don't know how that's gonna go for most of them. Kane would definitely join the tantrum. Yeah, he would. Dude, the entirety of episode 8 was a fucking tantrum. Wacky. Oh, what's the time? Um. Hmm. GLaDOS would like miss out on some sort of like school event or whatever, and then Kane would like yell at her for that, and she'd just say some shit like that is insignificant to its life, or like that's not related to keeping it alive. I feel like everyone except Kane would do the bare minimum. Kane would try to do stuff that isn't the bare minimum and would fail miserably at it. Nobody would try, and then Kane would try, but Kane is failing. None of them want to raise this child. They're just kind of put in a situation where they have to raise this child together. Not as in like. I feel like the absolute solver though would like occupy a role similar to that of the unresponsible uncle that just does random shit. The irresponsible uncle who is a bad influence. But like they're constantly there and they're like it's not even like they're there sometimes. The whole episode 8, Kane was just having a tantrum like a toddler that didn't get their Pokemon cards in the Walmart. Oh, gloink. Kane is literally like a toddler himself. You're not gonna trick me into saying that, bud. You're not gonna trick me into saying it. Um, fucking. I mean, he is a fucking toddler. Right. I think I said it earlier. He's a child trying to parent and failing miserably. I think they would all fuck up this child in a different way. Because, like, here's your little reminder Kane absolutely adores and loves humans. And then Am fucking hates them with every fiber in his literal being. His most famous line to have ever said is literally an entire speech about how much he fucking hates them. He tortured 5 of them after extincting the species because of how much he hates them. He fucking despises humans. And with Kane, who loves them, I'm assuming the Absolute Solver and GLaDOS are kind of more neutral in this topic. But, like, then you're not gonna trick me into saying it. You're not gonna trick me into saying it. So that'd be kind of like, do you have one parent who's like, that would cause so much fighting. That would cause legitimately so much fighting. I'm not like joking. They would legitimately just be the parents that should have been divorced years ago. But like the situation wise they cannot. So that would like so Kane and Am would be like constantly fighting just about the humans thing. And then like And then if we're going with the child is overhearing it, hearing your parents fighting can really fuck up a kid. Now, I never heard my parents fighting, but I know it can really fuck up a kid. So there we go, that's one of the ways they're fucked up. And then on top of that, Kane is like self-centered but also a people pleaser. So then there's that whole thing. So it really depends on how much the kid aligns. I have to eventually make you say, so I can clip it, lol. You're not gonna trick me, bud. You're not gonna trick me. Fucking, so there's that. Um, I've only played the first Portal game. I'm gonna play the second, like, sometime this weekend. Or something. I do know that I already fucking love Portal. Is my dad home? Give me a fucking second. I don't think he is. Oh no, he's not home. It's too early for him to be home. Me hearing my parents fighting. Haha, I'm not. The fucking murder drones quote. I'm not doing okay. Fucking V. Um. Um. I'm thinking. And then like cause like cause then we have like this situation where it's like my question is which side of the argument would the absolute solver take and which side of the argument would GLaDOS take? I feel like the absolute solver would. I think they both take Am's side actually, because GLaDOS killed a bunch of people and then absolute solver extincted the entire fucking species. So like, hmm, it sure is a question to ask. So then there's that fighting. Then I'm also decently sure it could be confusing for this small child to have 4 fucking parents. Wonderful. Imagine V taking a walk and she crashes into a tree and then Kane just comes out of nowhere and kidnaps her. That sounds like a fucking fever dream. That sounds like a fever dream. Um and the fuck was I gonna say? Um you're not gonna trick me into saying it. And then poor fucking child is gonna get so fucked up. I was saying this earlier. I need to like read this fanfic. I need to find a fanfic. I need a fanfic where it's just the absolute solver, Kane, Am, and GLaDOS raising a fucking like Roka drone child together. Like not even romance. I don't fucking want there to be romance. I just want them to be put in a scenario where they have to try to raise a child and then failing miserably for so many reasons. That child is gonna be so fucked up. You know? That child is just gonna be so fucked up. That child is not gonna be. That child is not going to be okay. Um, so we just have like, what the fuck was I gonna say? Fucking, I should write a fanfic about you meeting the Gloink Queen. What the fuck? Horse, don't you fucking dare. If I do a little doodle of the Gloink Queen, will you shut up for now? Yeah, well, fucking deep. Deep. Shut up. This does not look good at all. Where the fuck did my skills go? Are you gonna shut up now? Anyway, back to the topic. Fucking, that kid is gonna get so fucked up. What the fuck was I gonna say? My question is mostly, how would you get these 4 characters to, like, even agree to this? I mean, we're going to, should I clip you drawing the Gloink Queen and clip part of that from one stream and you talking about the Gloink Queen and put it in the same vid? Are you just gonna make an entire, just clip vid of, like, every single time the Gloink Queen is brought up? Is that what we're doing now? Okay, I'll stop now, I'm evil, lol. You are fucking evil. You are a fucking menace. Woohoo. Anyway. um, my main question is, how would you get them to, like, even agree to this? I mean, I guess we're putting them in a scenario where they don't have to agree, but, like, we would have to have some sort of, like, way to, like, punish them in some way if they don't, like, actually try or whatever. Like, maybe they don't have to be happy about it, but you still gotta find a way to make them do it, you know? Cause like that goes back to the scenario of, like, so not only do we have to assume that someone has somehow gained power over all 4 of these things, which, I mean, I think Am and Kane are already difficult enough to get power over. Decently sure someone can easily get power over GLaDOS or whatever if they just walk at Aperture or whatever. But, like, I also am a fucking menace to fucking society. I mean, yeah. Um, but then, like, the absolute fucking solver is, like, its own entire thing. Like, how do you gain control over that? They are very difficult to, like, gain control over. You know? Um, fucking. The fuck was I gonna say? Hmm. I don't know. I feel like every time they get in a fight, I feel like the absolute solver would actually just kind of sit off to the side and just like eat fucking popcorn and just like sit back and just listen to the chaos. You know? Like it can't take shit seriously. You know? And then GLaDOS is just extremely fucking sarcastic, and then Am is just extremely fucking hateful, and then Kane is just extremely fucking silly. So we have unserious, sarcastic, hateful, and silly. Like that's possibly like I can just imagine the one going gaining control over them as a fucking 102-year-old grandma, lol. Oh my god. This 102-year-old grandma has gained control over several world-ending AI characters and then just chooses to make them raise a child together. Honestly, peak. I need to see this fucking fanfic. I need to see it. Like, I need to fucking see this fucking fanfic. I need to. I need to read this story. I don't have the dedication to to dedicate time to this specific thing. I have so many other things. So many other things. Uh, does that even... fucking, I'm pondering again. I think I said this previously, but like, Kane would yell at GLaDOS for missing out on like a school event for like the child or whatever, and then GLaDOS would just be like, "Oh, that is insignificant to their survival," and then like they'd continue just fucking yelling. Oh, somebody went missing. The fact you just accepted the Graham idea feels like a fucking Dungeons and Dragons lol. A literal D&D. Um, actually, that would be an extremely funny D&D campaign. No. Like, that would be extremely fucking funny, you know? Like, there's just this child, and then just these four characters are just trying to look after this child while going on literal fucking D&D campaigns. And then, like, get the fuck out of the way! The dragon's gonna fucking kill you or whatever! And then, like, the child almost gets smited, like, 50 times or something. That would be a really interesting D&D campaign. Interesting fanfic, interesting D&D campaign. It is so fun to just grab random characters, ignore any fucking romance, and force them to just raise a child together. I like these ones, though. This group is incredibly interesting. However, that would imply that it would have to be like somewhat functional, because that would imply that someone not only has to keep the child alive and out of danger, but that would also like imply that they have to like actually look out for the child. And we don't want them to have emotional bonding. We want them to like semi dislike each other. Oh my god, the high school I'm going to has a D&D club. I should host one. Oh my god. Are you talking about this one we were just talking about too? The fucking this is the most random assortment of characters too. Just fucking GLaDOS, Kane, and then the absolute solver and Am. That reminds me, I have a TADC AU that shoves a bunch of I Have No Mouth and I Miss Scream characters into the circus, and then also shoves two Metadrones characters into the circus. So technically Am, Kane, and the Absolute Solver are already like existing together in a single AU I have. But they're like siblings. So that's an entire own situation. Um fucking like I'm sorry, I want to see this I should make this an actual D&D. Does anybody at your school even know about these four hyper specific pieces of media? Cause like we got two Glitch Productions shows, a game, and then it's both a book and a game. I Have No Mouth and I Miss Scream is both a book and a game. But like, does anybody actually know about these four characters? Let alone enough people to like have a D&D campaign? Because, like, if we're going with this, then that would mean that there would have to be four players and then a dungeon master. And then maybe if someone wants to play the child, then there could be five players and then a dungeon master. Still a lot of people, you know? And then you'd also have to figure out how the fuck to turn these into D&D characters. Cause, you know, like... Cause huh? And then you'd also have to figure out how to make it, like, make sense that these four robots are just existing in this fucking D&D world. That's a lot of things to make sense of. And then you have to question why GLaDOS or whatever is just... And then, like... And then even then, like, even after figuring it out, it still sounds pretty fucking weird, the idea of GLaDOS just beating up a fucking dragon. Or, like, Or, like, uh... Or, like, Kane just stabbing a goblin. Or the fucking Beholders. I played D&D once, the campaign never finished. It was like me, my brother, one of my grandparents, my mom, my other brother, my mom's boyfriend. So like it was like that is the crew. And we're pretty easy to get together, but like I think we all just kind of forgot about it. And so like now that just kind of exists, and like it just stopped existing. Nobody in my family has enough dedication to actually run a full D&D campaign. Purely just cause, like, we don't have enough dedication to stick to that long enough. Fucking, the fuck was I gonna say? Oh my god. Fucking, fucking, the fuck? Give me a second. Fucking. Bum, ba-da-ba-da-bum. Actually, that kind of circles back weirdly, like not really, to like this thing I was questioning earlier. My toxic friend has a D&D where it made me fucking schizophrenic, so I saw a V from a cane in my head. Huh? One, what the fuck do you mean he made you schizophrenic? Two, the fuck you mean, huh? The fuck? Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Also, the fuck you mean he made you schizophrenic? Give me a fucking second. Dude, one of my friends kept saying, like, this OC of mine is hot. This is Webs. Not only is she a dragon with, like, 4 wings total, because she's kind of spider-based. But, like, huh? Also, she was a mother at some point before her children got killed. Because, for lore reasons. Here's another drawing of her. You wanted to be schizo in the D&D. That's a good, I'm sitting here. What the fuck? Actually, this is extremely funny because I mentioned how I beat Portal. Apparently, I just decided to put one of my OCs in that fucking thing you do where you have the portal on the ceiling and the portal on the floor. And you just, like, you could just go through the holes repeatedly. She would die if she was put in that game. And not RQ3 giving Blueby a fucking glitter bomb, because he would. Honestly, I'm actually starting to agree that Rebs might be hot. Then again, I only now realize she has a few similarities between her and the Gloint Queen, and that's an entire fucking can of shape-eating worms. The fucking chat delay. Of course. But in this drawing I never finished of like two of my first owners. I was gonna finish it digitally and then I never finished it digitally. And so now it kind of just exists. And I can't blame them. The rise of. Anyway. Webbs would be a good mother if her kids didn't get killed. If her 4 children didn't get killed. That's a thing, since she's an Evactid-based dragon, the bug-based dragons have, like, completely different, like, vaguely, like, their reproductive system functions differently. So not only do they, on average, have much more likelihood for, like, twins and triplets and all of that, so that's why Webb's had 4 of them, they also are, incredibly likely to only be able to reproduce once or twice in their entire life. And no matter how many times Webbs tries, she cannot reproduce again. Basically, she is stuck there. She can't have any more kids, and her 4 children got killed. Poor Webbs. I can't agree. She is kind of hot now that I realize it. Fucking. Fucking. She's kinda hot now that I think of it. She has a lot of similarities to the Glint Queen. I fucking have to clip that. No! No! I'm gonna die. What was that one sound? I think I'm gonna die in this house. Fucking. I love how my brain conjured up this random crack ship out of nowhere. This is a fucking awesome crack ship, though. Here, you know what? I'm just gonna draw webs now. Just. Eh. Neck. I'm just giving you anything I say anything I say or do on camera can and will be used against us in the court of internet law. Alex version. Of course. Fuck. Well, if I say it off camera, you can't use it against me. Hee hee. Webs is supposed to be gorgeous. I don't think I mentioned this, but she's also supposed to be asexual. So genuinely, the only reason she would ever have, is just to have kids. Because she likes having kids. She wants to be a mother. And she's pretty good at it. Up until they get killed. Stop using my words against me. Beep. Fucking spider webs. I'm just gonna allow you to just watch me drawing webs, cause why not? These dragons do walk on all fours. I just keep drawing them anthropomorphized or whatever. My favorite Zuba line I did was, I want the ability to have something I can't say in a room full of kids. Ashley Nicholas on my panel. Oh my god. Something I can't say in a room full of kids. That is perfect. That is perfect. The Nicholas of the Ashley. Like, where the fuck is it? I have, like, candy singles and stuff, because I, like, make candy. I think I've shown you some of them. I have a fucking single somewhere. Let's just, where is it? It just says Ashley Nicholas on it, and it's got cute little flower, and it's got cute little purple and stuff. Yay. Fucking, back to drawing whips. Spider webs. And then that goes under her leg, because she's sitting on it. She actually said that? Of course she did. That's just Nicholas of the Ashley for you. Oftentimes when I am sketching, I refuse to just draw the wings fully or whatever. Like, in, like, full detail, but, like, cause, like, time and stuff. Remember falling down the stairs? We all love Ashley. We all love Ashley! Exactly. She's awesome. Fucking, back to the topic of the crack ship, because I still fucking love that crack ship. Fucking, it was for a good reason, lol. Exactly. Fucking, honestly, to make it to the next fucking stream. You better make it to the next fucking stream, horse. You better. Fucking, it's, I'm gonna, the fuck was I was gonna, I must consult more people on this crack ship. Cause I need to see this fucking fanfic. I need this fanfic to get written. I need this fanfic to get written. Cause, like, I need to see this. I don't even care about romance. I just want to see the absolute chaos that ensues when you force these characters to parent a child. You know? I just need to see the chaos that ensues when you force these specific characters to parent a child together. Cause they'd fail miserably. Give me a fucking second. I gotta lay down just for like a second. Cause, like, my back hurts. Okay, what the fuck? Oh, you missed the fucking streams. I mean, you can technically just rewatch several of the other streams and see more unhinged chaos ensue that you missed. Cause like they're still on YouTube. You can still like go back and watch them or whatever. Um, fucking the fuck was I gonna say? Oh, Horse, if you ever want to contact me like outside of when I'm streaming, fucking SoundCloud, do you know what that is? I recently learned that they have like DMs there. And so like my account on SoundCloud, I'm not sure. I think it's linked on like my YouTube bio. So if you want to try to DM me through like SoundCloud or whatever. Aw, don't leave. Why? Are you getting food? Well, it was incredibly well timed. Fucking does that mean you're already gone or are you still here? Are you saying bye or are you huh. Um yeah, I guess you can contact me through that. It's pretty easy last time I checked. I'll get SoundCloud if I can. Hee hee. It's just fucking music platform. Um fucking I'm gonna pull up another fucking Bye. I'm gonna turn off the camera and stuff. Give me a second. There we go. I'm decently sure you guys can still hear me. Fucking give me a second. We're moving stuff around. I gotta post something on the website. Give me a second. Give me a second. I'm doing a few things. Um, fucking. I am posting stuff on the internet. Hmm. Pew pew pew. I'm typing stuff. Typing stuff. I'm running out of things to talk about. Give me a second. I mean, we've been streaming for like more than 3 hours. This is pretty good stream time. I guess it makes sense to wrap up stream now. Bye y'all, I guess. Have fun, and if Horse is watching this back later, make it to the next fucking stream.